I want to thank you guys for spending the most valuable currency.
That's where that would be useful. Let me take this, make sure all this is where we want it. It is. Let's go live. Good. All right, let's check and see what this is doing. So, all right, we've got leave everything. Let's test this. Let's test this. We're gonna go here and we're gonna say test. Let's see what that looks like back on this end. Yep, it works. Okay. Cool. So we can remove. Okay. Cool. I wasn't sure that was actually gonna work, but it actually showed in there. Awesome. What we're gonna do is we're gonna play around with this little face here. And we're gonna actually, no, what are we in? We're under the template. Let's go to, well, actually, no, we'll open that. let's get, I think we saved this as weird face. So we'll go and let me make sure that microphone is where we want it. Yeah, it is. Sorry about that, folks. All right, let's go to complete 2019. We'll go to weird. What did I call this? Did I not save this yet? Well, we've got something in here saved as sketches. So let's save this as, we'll go to complete 20. Oh, we did it under 5 minutes. No, we're not gonna do that. I don't want to get into another folder. So we're just gonna get rid of that folder, and we'll go to weird phase. Oops. Oops. Why are we being a pain? Let's open. Complete 2019. Weird phase. There it is. Awesome. Okay. So we'll also open the... Get in here. We'll clean this up. And here... Probably should have done some of this before I went live, huh? Let's go to vector. Template standard. Here we go. And we'll clean this up. Let's get rid of you. We'll turn this back into this color. That way we can sort of keep this organized, and that's all we got in there. Cool. The strokes are still there. Good. So we're going to take this little thing here. And... What's up, Frodo? Yeah, buddy? You coming up? Come on. Come on. I got the chair. Go. There you go. Good boy. Good boy. Okay. So we're going to get rid of this shadow. We're going to play around with this since we made this earlier. We're going to try to turn this into, I don't know what yet. Like maybe some sort of a robotic character or something. Oh, actually, you know what? I just screwed up. Good thing I caught myself. Okay. We're going to group all this. And then what we're actually going to do is we're going to drag this over. That way we can sort of keep it as a... like a working copy, and we'll see if we can't do something with this. Like maybe we'll give him like a little body or something. We'll do something with it. Let's go here because I really like the organic shape of this. It's something that I've got to start doing more, is playing around with like the organic shapes and around with like, rather than just flat. Like I want to be able to do flat, but I also want to be able to do like organic perspective characters and everything. What are you doing, Frodo? Hey. Don't scratch that. No, no, no. Stop. Wait, so let's give this dude... Let's give him... Let's make him like, I don't know, part robot or something. We'll drag this out, which is going to extend that shape. Cool. And we'll drag this back in, sort of like this, I'm thinking. Now, that's not really going to matter what that looks like on the back end, because, well, it's just not. So we'll go like this, and let's drag this corner down in a bit. I'd say sort of like that, right? Cool. Yeah. We'll take this down, take this down. Good. Cool. See if we can't. I don't know what I want to do with this yet. I'm still sort of brainstorming. I think what we'll do is we'll turn this into like some sort of a weird robotic creature kind of thing. Sounds like fun. So we'll kind of come here with it, and then what we'll do is, looks like it would come, I don't really want him to be a trash can. That's not really what I was envisioning. Let's do like let's give him a little more, I don't know, play around with it. Let's give him like some shape. Yeah, I'm liking this. Now we'll sort of round this out. Okay, cool. Because it was looking very like trash canny, and that's not really what I wanted. So we'll go here and we'll go lighter. Yep, and we'll go to the bat. Now what this is going to do is it's going to sort of force this into a perspective in a little bit. You see that? It sort of looks like the top of that is like, yeah, cool. We'll bring this more like that. Perfect. You can just play around with some of these here, like such. Fantastic. All right, we'll move this up. Move this up. See how this goes. And this is going to be the first night we're actually, well, not the first night. First night in a while, I guess, would be the proper terminology, that we're actually live on Facebook or YouTube as well. So just trying to keep an eye on that and see sort of what happens there. Yeah, we'll go like this. Now, let's give him some sort of a weird... I don't know how to say it other than like Iron Man. So we'll kind of come in here. And I think what we'll do is we'll do something sort of this shape in the center. And what I want to do is I want to make it look sort of... I wonder if we can just copy and paste this. Go to the other side. What would this do? Good question. Let's go a little lighter so we can sort of see it. Okay. No, that definitely has the look that I'm going for. Sort of that... yeah, okay. And then this would sort of be in it? Yes, perfect. So then this, we're going to lock the children. And we'll sort of resize this down. Here we go. See that, yeah, it almost looks like a hole, which is not exactly what I'm intending, but let's play with it for now. Let's play with it. And then what we'll do is we'll see if we can't give this some sort of a shaded texture or something right across the front of that. Yeah, that'll look kind of cool. Like this. And then what we'll do is we'll try to make this look like panels. So we'll come here. Here. Got a headache. Here. Down. Awesome. That's too light. Let's go with this for now until we sort of get things where we want them. This, we want it to follow this curve a bit more. So we'll just sort of round this up. That could work. Yeah, that could work. One thing I think I would do is make the separation. So there's a couple ways I could do this. We could sort of go like this, grab this color and go actually this color, go to the back and sort of center it there. You see that? And then we just got to sort of move some of these points around. And you could do like an offset for this, but same concept really. Okay. Yeah, we could do something like that, but I think we'll just kind of play around with this like this for now. And then what we'll do... Let's see if we can't make something weird out of the center of this.
We got a host. Welcome, everyone.
We'll kind of come here. Iman, dude, thank you for the host, man. How are you? How you doing, buddy? Let's go here. We're gonna have the... I don't know how this is gonna look, but we're gonna try something. We're gonna go like this, and we're gonna go a lot lighter, like right there, until we sort of figure out like what we're doing for colors, because I still don't know yet. The colors are gonna be sort of all over the place, all right? Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. Go here. Yeah, I could see this. And then what we could do is we could work on some shading and stuff to really drive this whole sort of shape home. We could absolutely do that. And then I think what I would actually do is take this, go a little, oops. Actually, you know what? That's right, actually. I had the right thing. I forgot that we nested that in the center. So we'll go like this, and then we'll get rid of this whole shape right here. We'll send this back one. Dude, I've had that problem too, man, where lately it's been a little itchy, a little glitchy for me as well, man, where like you go to type something and you go to do something and it doesn't quite load right. I know exactly what you mean. I've had that kind of problem lately. Nah, you're good, dude. Hey, Glass, how's it going, buddy? How you guys doing? Just sort of goofing off, man. Just sort of goofing off, just making something completely random. I drew this earlier, this little face right here, in like 5 minutes. I was headed out the door, and I wanted to draw something. And so I figured I'd come back and actually, like, do something with it, rather than just making a random little face. So that's what we're trying to do. What are you guys up to? What do I want to do here? How do I want to do this? Yeah, so I've been I've been playing around here lately, where I've been like, just trying to, you know, do little personal challenges for myself every now and then, you know, like a little 5-minute character challenge or 5-minute scenery challenge or, you know, whatever. And I just liked the way this little dude looked, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna actually like try to do something, not like permanent or anything, just make something out of it, like a little drawing or something, you know, because I like the way he looked. So that's what we're doing, just kind of goofing off tonight. We're restreaming over to YouTube as well, so I wanted to, you know, get that out there. Oh yeah, dude, I've been playing with that glass. Check it out. What did I do with it? So that's really a fascinating one, and I'll show you. Here you go. So here's what's cool about this. I'm actually using photo to create mask, right? So that I can create an almost 3D perspective within a photo. So basically what I'm doing is, because Affinity Photo is really good at removing things from a picture, I'm essentially creating the mask of the front character, right? And then creating that middle layer between what is the back picture, the mask of the whatever the subject is, and then my art in between it, right? So it's just sort of this weird blend. But it worked out really cool. I was really proud of it. It was something different, something I wanted to try. Hey, Miller, how's it going, buddy? Good to see you, sir. Just sort of playing around. I wanted to see what it would look like to sort of bleed the two worlds together and see what I could do with it. And I was pretty happy with it. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I could show you how I did it. It was actually really easy. Now, the photo separation was done here in Affinity Photo. Because Affinity Photo is really good at, like let's say we wanted to separate Darcy here, right? We could literally come in, because the selection tool works so easily, it's so easy to manipulate, that you can essentially come in, you can make a mask over the background picture. Real easy, right? I'm restreaming, and I think when you restream, a lot of the FTL sort of goes out the window, Miller. I'm pretty sure. So watch this. I'll show you exactly how I did it in a very quick sort of manner. Okay, so there's Darcy, right? We'll make a duplicate of this. Now we're going to mask this down. All right, now if we do this, all right, so watch this. We now have a mask, right? So if you can see, now you can clean this up as much as you want, right? But what I'm finding is, so here's the mask. So there's a perfect mask of Darcy. So what I'm doing essentially, Glass, is I'm making 3 layers. What is the original image, okay, on the back, and then whatever I want to do in the middle, and then the mask of the character right over the front, right? And so what that's allowing me to do is then, this is what's so beautiful. I don't know if you guys know this, but with Affinity products, all of the file formats are interchangeable. So I can go over to Affinity at this point. I can literally open this, and then watch this. I can essentially go like this, and then it's in between. So then you can start doing vector stuff, basically, between the layers. And of course, I would clean this up more. I wouldn't leave it this jagged, right? But it turned out really cool. Like, it's got a really neat look to it. Yeah, it's a pretty neat idea. I figured, why not? Let's play around with it, see what we can do. Thanks, Miller. Appreciate it. Yeah. It's pretty cool. I think I'm gonna do some more stuff with this. I think I'm gonna play around with this and do some interesting little tidbits. And what's cool is, I didn't realize this, but Affinity Photo, Unsplash, Pexels, and Pixabay are included. So you can go right over here to stock. I don't know if you guys can see it with the slideshow on, but you can like type a word like, I don't know, dog, and it pulls up a bunch of stuff from Pixabay and from Pexels and everything for you to use. They're like stock photos essentially. So you've got a bunch of stuff right at your fingertips that you can pull in. Yeah, so Designer has a ton of photo options. Built right in, dude. Built right in. Well, that's sort of what I was thinking, Miller. Like, I was like, we could do some cool stuff with this. And, like, that's just a little robot character. Nothing fancy, but, it really gives you that sort of what you can kind of play around with and how you can sort of, just goof on some of this stuff. Pretty cool. Pretty neat. I was happy with that. Pretty happy with it. And then we're goofing around with this weird looking thing, so I apologize. We're going from one polar to the other, but just having some fun with this. This was a quick little 5-minute sketch that I did earlier on the way out the door. We were going to the movies, and I wanted to draw something, so I did. And so this thing popped out. Alright, let's take this here. So how's everybody been doing? Yeah, I've got some ideas with it, Miller. Especially like birthday invitations and stuff for my daughter. We could do some cool stuff with this. Thank you for that, Miller. I appreciate that, buddy.
We got a host. Welcome, everyone.
Thank you, guys. Yeah, so I took the week off, and essentially, me and my daughter are just going to be powing around the whole week, doing stuff, random little stuff. So, that's my plans for the week. Let's go here. Let's try something. Oh, and for anyone that is using Affinity, they just had a really huge update to 1.7. So if you're using Affinity, I would highly recommend you go grab that update, because there's some really cool features that have come out with the update. Really good features. So definitely check those out. Let's go. We're gonna do something weird here. We're just going to go with this color for now, yeah. And then we can play around with the shading and the detail and how we want it to sort of work. And then we'll just make this like a little weird, who knows what, sort of strange robot looking thing. And we'll do some like tubes, sort of connecting them in. It'll be fun. Won't make much sense, but it'll be fun. Yeah, I've found, Miller, when you restream, dude, it's like a lot of the FTL stuff just sort of breaks, but... I'd rather restream than worry about FTL. So, for me personally, I know some people it's sort of a make or break, but whatever. I still feel like it's fast, right? Hey, Michael, how you doing? Over there on YouTube. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, we're just doing some little weird stuff tonight. We were just talking about this little weird... this mixed media thing I did the other day with this real photo and this stuff, and then today I did this quick 5-minute drawing right here of this little creature, and I figured I wanted to do something with it, turn it into something that looks a little more presentable. Because Chrome was having issues. I did see that, Miller, where Chrome was having some problems. I did see that. Yeah.
Welcome, everyone.
Hey, Bad Merc, thank you for the host, sir. How are you, buddy? Oh, hey! Well, you're on YouTube? Cool. Oh, cool. Yeah. So tonight, Mike, is actually I just turned Restream on over at YouTube. So we're currently restreaming between Mixer, YouTube, and DLive right now. So we're going through all three. And I wanted to get YouTube in that rotation, just kind of, building things up, trying to get things moving along. See how it goes. Alright, so let's play around with this, and we'll worry about coloring and stuff here in a minute. Once we sort of get this right. See, we'll do this here like this. Yeah, and then we'll get the coloring, we'll get the shading and stuff right here in a minute. Good to see you too, buddy. How are you? I don't know what this is, by the way, guys. This is completely random, completely off the cuff. This is not planned. This is not a sketch. This is just absolutely 100% just goofing around here. So, if anyone wants to know what this is, I have no idea. We're just playing around. I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna make these look like glass right here, and then we're gonna put like liquid in them, and then we'll give this dude some like little. Let's give him some like little thin robotic legs, and maybe some like little T-Rex arms or something. I don't know. We'll play around with it. We'll do something cool. My brain's being weird tonight. It just wants to make random stuff, so that's what we're doing. How do I want to do these legs? Let's go here. I don't know if I want to do like little jointed legs, or if I want to do more of like solid legs, or maybe... How do we want to do this? I'm glad to see that the chat's working over there for YouTube as well, and you guys are seeing that, right? On the stream? You guys should be seeing all three? Yeah, awesome. That's good. That's what I wanted. That way we can kind of get everybody conglomerate. So, as always, if you guys have any questions, what I'm doing, how I'm doing it, softwares I'm using, feel free to ask. Glad to help answer questions if I can. Other than that, sit back and enjoy, and appreciate you being here. All right, let's shade this in. Let's get some shading going. We'll kind of do some shades here. I should probably shade last, though, since I don't know what I'm going to do for colors, but we'll just jump on it. Okay, so let's go here for now, and actually we'll go lighter for right now until we're sure where we want the shade. So that'll be a shade, and then we need a shade on the inset of this as well. Yeah, somewhere in here like this. Same sort of perspective here. We'll go lighter for now, cut it, and paste it inside. So you can see how this is going to sort of form that. And this will go to the back. Yep, perfect. So that'll be shade, shade. So I guess we should probably go ahead and figure out the colors now. That way we're not having to come back and redo all that eventually. So we'll leave that dark, dark. I like this. We'll go dark there. We'll take this to this same color here, I think, which will allow it to do this. Go a little lighter. Yeah, this will go here. Go a little, what do we want to do? Let's go lighter. That way that'll be the lightest thing in here. And then this. Yep, perfect. Oh. Over here, change this around. Awesome. A little. So this isn't. Shape this just like this. Alright, cool. And then I need to work on some of how I'm going to handle this. Cool. And then I want to do some details and textures on this door. And I think the way I want to do it is I want to copy this down. Go here, but go darker, and then go back. You see that? Yeah, that's what I wanted. That way it sort of looks like it's a piece that's closing or shutting or something. Awesome. Hey, Sahel, what's up, buddy? It is Jer. We're doing stuff, man. How you doing, bud? We're gonna go like... I guess we could shrink that in, or we could take it down. Actually, we're going to... We're actually going to shrink it in, which will allow us to do this. We're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of this. We're going to get rid of this. We'll grab this and go with this same color. Perfect. That way we're starting to have some almost three-dimensional look in there. Doing alright. Good, man. It's good to see you. Thanks for coming by, buddy. We're just totally goofing off tonight, man. This is just random stuff. Just having some fun, sketching and playing. So we went out and saw The Lion King tonight. Anybody seen it yet? Any thoughts? Anybody planning on seeing it? I guess I should ask. My daughter wanted to see it, so we took her to see it. There we go. Back. That's going to be hard to shade that unless I go with a completely different textured color. How about right there? Yeah, that'll work. And then what we'll do is we'll do a little sort of, we'll do some little details here. Sort of like this. And what we'll do is we'll shrink them sort of like this. Yeah. Now we'll just move this. Haven't had a chance. So, yeah, it's pretty long too. And I mean, it's because everybody clearly knows it's not animated. I found it was not hard to sit through, but I feel like smaller kids especially are gonna have a hard time with it because of the lack of animation. You know how usually with like an animated series or something, little kids can at least sort of get on board because it's animated. I feel like younger kids might struggle with this one because it's cute and everything, but it's definitely a more like mature looking and feeling movie. Okay, I like that. Dude's got some good... I like the way this is looking with all the shading and the details and everything. And what we'll do is I actually want to break this shade up a bit. So we'll bring it here. We'll kind of bring this. We're going to sharpen this point out so we can sort of do this. And we'll hold Alt. That way we can sort of affect one at a time. Cool. I like that. What have you been playing, Sahal? Anything good? Anybody playing anything fun? Anybody looking forward to anything? I see, now we've got to do some textures on the outside of this. Some shading here. Let's go like this for this part here. We'll go right here like this. Just Cause 4. You know, I never played any of the Just Cause games. I guess not for any particular reason other than I never did. Maybe one of these days I should check it out, but just never really, I guess, got around to it. Trying to see if you're smart enough to create a game? What do you mean create a game? Like make a game? Like a real game? You got the second one super cheap. Right on, right on. Yeah, make a game. Right on, dude. What are you gonna make it in? Are you gonna program in a language, or are you gonna use an engine? What are you gonna do? Godot, yep. Godot's awesome, man. Cool, dude. I've always thought that would be a really fun thing to do, but it's one of those, like, you really gotta commit, and it's like everything else in life, right? Time. We only have so much of it, and jeez. Go here. Let's go with this guy. We'll grab the same color. I want to play with this. I want to see how well we can sort of manipulate this. Now I'm looking at this. I don't know if it's a good idea or not. We'll kind of move this in. It's too thick, I think. Hey, water bottle. How are ya? How are you doing tonight? Yeah, we'll just kind of go like this, and then what we'll do is pretty good. Well, it's good to see you. Oops. Cut this. It's in front of. I'm doing good. I'm doing real good. You know, just kind of hanging out and starting some random stuff. I drew this little random character today, and then I figured, you know what? Let's I did this little face here in like 5 minutes. Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's play around with it. You know what I mean? It was sort of in the brain when we got back. We went and watched Lion King. So we went out and did a family night, had dinner, did all that, and then you know, we came back, and I was still sort of thinking about this from earlier, and I was like, you know what, I'm going to try to do something with this. Why not? I think I'm doing too much detail on the chest, though. What do you guys think of that? Am I getting too detailed here? Given the face, well, the face isn't really flat. It's vector, but it's not flat. It is more organic. I don't know. How was it? We liked it. I don't know if you've read any of the criticisms people have had with the movie and you know, different things people are saying. So if you've seen The Lion King, you're not missing anything because it is literally frame for frame The Lion King. Like, pretty much. There's like maybe 3% of the movie is slightly different. I mean, it is pretty much the same movie, right? Having said that, I enjoyed it. I thought it was good, but The Lion King, it's in itself, is my favorite Disney movie. So I like the movie. I like the story. I like it. I thought it was cool to see it with real animals, if you will. I do think, I will say though, I think there were certain parts of the movie that held it better animated than real looking, if that makes sense. Like, there were certain things that just look better with animation, but then again, I love animation. So I think you can pull off, like, you can really overemphasize and really sell things with animation that you kind of can't really do with that CGI look. Not yet, anyways. So there were some scenes that were a little different, but I think overall the movie held up really well. So I would watch it again. You know what I mean? Like, I would absolutely watch it again. My daughter loved it. So that's saying something. I think some people just get a little too critical, right? Like, at the root of it, the movie's meant to be for kids. You know what I mean? And so I think some people just get a little too critical. Was it a good movie? Yes. If you've seen The Lion King, though, you've already seen it. You already understand what's going to happen. There's nothing really new to the story. So, you know. But I think most people kind of know that going in, right? Like, if you go and you watch the Dumbo remake, you're watching Dumbo. You're not watching Dumbo 2, you know, so. It is what it is. Alright, let's turn these into glass. So we're going to take you. Yeah, I will tell you though, I saw the trailer for the Mr. Rogers movie today. Anybody else see that? And I can tell you, that's a movie I'll go see, for sure. But I was a huge fan of Mr. Rogers when I was a kid, so. Okay, so we're going to go like this. I feel like this is in the wrong place. I don't like the placement of that. I'm going to have to redo it. It really is, Al. But, you know, for me, as a kid, I mean, I grew up on Mr. Rogers. Like, literally grew up on it. I loved it. And so when I saw the trailer, which is so cool to see it, because it was like, you know, so many, you know, being a kid, it's hard to, those memories of being a child, you know, and the way that it shapes who you are as an adult. Yeah, it looks fantastic. Okay, so we're going to take this. How are we going to do this? If we want to make this look like glass, this is going to be a little trippy. First, we're going to go white. What do you guys think? Should we make these hollow looking tubes and then put like a liquid in there? Or should we... What do you think?
We got a host.
Hey, Sundu. Thank you for the host. How are you doing tonight? Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Let's try try. Let's see if we can't do this. So here's what we're gonna do. We're going to make a dupe of this in its current state while we play with this. All right, so we're gonna go. There's a couple ways we're gonna make this look like glass. First, we're gonna go with like 40%, right? Which helps because now you can see all the way through, and we have nice form here on the shapes. Everything looks good. I generally like to have a small outline. So here's what we're gonna do. We're going to give it a white outline. We're going to turn the opacity down on the center. Let's go to 40. I'm doing really good. I'm doing really good. Thank you for that. We're just having a little fun tonight. We could go with 1. Now, I want to do... It's going to be behind the stroke. Yeah, let's go there with it. Okay. Cool. Now what we'll do is we're going to, there's 2 ways to look at this. The inside of the stroke is 100% opacity. The inside is 40%. So if we make this like a sort of a bubbly looking liquid, in fact, they're bringing back. So I will tell you this. Now, I'm gonna, and I'm not trying to. I have never been a big Star Trek fan. Now, let me preface that, okay? I don't have anything against people who like Star Trek. It's just never been a big thing for me. However, I think the trailer for Picard looked really cool, and I'm not even a Star Trek fan. Just because I think it's cool that they're doing it, and I think it's cool that they're bringing the actors back. You know what I mean? So, and I think it's really cool because I have a lot of friends who are Star Trek fans, and they're really excited. So I think it's awesome. They're excited, and they should be. Yeah, Star Trek's never one of those things that has really hit home with me. Like, my mom used to watch the original ones when I was little, and I just never really got into it for whatever reason. $40? Go $60. $80. Let's cut this out. Sorry, we're sort of experimenting here, guys. You'll have to bear with me a minute. Because we're going to have to do some opacity here. Okay, so this and this, if we cut them and paste them inside, yep, say, that's perfect. And then that forms out that rounded sort of thing. And then what we can do is we can do this, we can go above it, right? What if we take these two? What are they at right now? No, hey, dude, and that's awesome. And you know what? Again, even though I'm not a big fan of it, and it's just, I never really got into it. I think it's awesome for the people who are fans. You know what I mean? Because, like, especially Star Trek, I feel like here lately, you know, Star Wars is getting so much love with everything that, you know, is going on there. So I think it's really cool that, you know, they're gonna sort of go back and do that for Star Trek fans. You know? Yeah, I think that's cool. I think it's really cool. And I think it's going to, you know, again, not being a fan, I understand the show and who's in it and everything. I think it's going to be really cool for fans of the show to see those characters and see that sort of what it was, you know? Have they announced any, like, releases on any of that stuff? Or is it all just sort of, like, in the works? Because I don't know if you saw this too, but they announced I think it was Amazon. They announced Witcher, the Witcher series, Witcher game series. They announced that as well, and there's actually a trailer for that out now. If anybody's a fan of The Witcher, so I guess they're making a show based off the books and the game, so that'll be interesting. Which those were absolutely fantastic games. So I mean, I think it's really cool that they're doing it. Alright, let's get let's get in here and we'll kind of give this a spin. We'll just keep placing some of these in here to look like bubbles. Yeah, and then we'll do some of a slightly different color to sort of throw this off just a bit. Just a little bit. We'll go a little smaller here. Perfect. Okay, good. So these, we're just going to group them all. That way they're sort of one asset right here like this, right? And then they can sort of sit there in front of those little bubbles like that. Nice. We sort of have this glass tube look, like it's sort of stuck in the guy, right? Alright. We will take you, and we're going to copy it. We're going to rotate it. We're going to send it to the back, and then we're just going to pry it over here to sort of bring this one to life a little bit too. Okay, cool. Looking good. And everything carried over well? Yeah, the dimensions and everything? Good. So we will play with, let's give this dude some, let's give this edging here a little bit of love. Because it's like we went super detailed here on the chest. I really like the way this looks. That sort of a heavy outline look. But I'm sort of broken on it because everything else was kind of flat. But we're gonna explore it a little bit. Card will come out sometime in 2020. Yeah, I figured it'd be a bit. And then, you know, you saw The Witcher. And then, for those that don't know, I believe it's Amazon. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. I could be wrong. But I believe Amazon is also doing a Lord of the Rings series or movie or something. I heard about it. Apparently they pulled in, I don't know who, but they're doing something Lord of the Rings based. Oh, it's Netflix. Okay, my bad. I didn't know if that was Amazon. You guys will have to... I don't watch a lot of TV, so I don't really know which of these networks is doing stuff. But I know there's a lot of stuff coming out. People are getting excited. Witcher. Okay, so... Alright, cool. So we'll go here with it. We'll leave that the way it is. And then what we'll do is let's do something weird with the top of his head. I don't know how I want to do this yet. We're going to come down like this. This is going to be a weird one, guys. I'm going to go ahead and throw that out there. Let's make it red for now. Yeah, we're going to leave this here as sort of an asset. Let's take you. Actually, you know what? The face is one shape yet. Gonna break that. Okay? You and you, and we're gonna cut it. So there we go. So now... Oh, look at the eyes and everything. Okay, cut it. Go here with it. Okay, cool. I think what we're gonna try to do is if I can pull this off correctly. You know what I should have done? Here's what I should have done. Let's go back and redo that in hindsight. Okay. We'll copy this. Whoop, nope. We'll take this. We'll copy it up. And I'm going to show you why. A little trick we can do here. So we'll copy and paste this again. And we'll take these two and we'll cut it. The reason being is we just created that shape right there that matches the head and everything that we want, right? We'll still take this and we'll cut it from this. I'll show you why. Okay, so this, we're going to cut it. We're going to put it right in there like this. And then what that can do is follow along. Social. Thank you, water bottle. We'll do it like this. And now we need to copy the top of the head. Or I actually think we're even going to do that slightly different. We are. I know exactly what we're going to do. So we're going to make it even easier. Watch this. We'll go like this. Get rid of this. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to copy this. And we're going to paste the style. Sweet. That copied right over. And now what we'll do is we'll take what will be the back of the head and we'll sort of go like this. You know what's fun is when you're just experimenting and having fun, right? You're not really trying to make anything in particular because you're sort of free to just play and just have a good time, right? And not really worry about, oh, this is perfect, that's perfect. Just have fun. Alright. We're going to come in here. We need to go to this shape. And we're actually going to grab this and we're going to go even darker for now. To sort of emphasize the inside of that, right? Cool. Now, there's several ways we can handle this. We need to make this look attached somehow, sort of like we did here. We made these look attached. We need to do that up here. Any ideas on that? Maybe just some like metal plates or something? Maybe like little metal brackets? We could go like this. And we could actually follow suit with the same color like this. And we could sort of bolt them in if we wanted to. How do I want to do this? Otherwise, it looks like it's just going to slide off, which is not what we want. So I think what we'll do is we'll kind of come out of here like this. Yeah, we'll go right there like that. We'll see what this ends up looking like. I honestly don't know. Okay, yeah, it works. So then what we could do is we could lower these two down, sort of like this, make it look sort of wavy in here, but a little more. Little metal stitching, yeah, like yeah. I think you're probably right on that. Let's copy these bubbles up, because what we're gonna do is we're gonna break them apart right here, and we're gonna copy these over. And for these, we're just going to go right on top of the water, sort of like the other ones. So we will actually bring them to the front, and then just sort of scatter them around. And these just sort of help give it that little bit of a liquid-like sort of persona, right? Like there's some sort of motion going on in there. Because again, when you're sort of developing flat, you want to keep things minimal, yet clear, if that makes sense. You really want it to stand out, but you want it to be sort of... I don't know, really clear, very clear. Easy to read is what I usually tell people. Alright, so we'll save this. So we've got this sort of working. Now we're going to have to give this guy some little legs, and I'm not quite sure how I want to handle that yet. Let's play with the stitching. Let's get the stitching right. You know what we could do? We could do a band. We'll do a band. Let's try it. Bear with me a minute.
We got a new follower.
Here you go. Thank you for the follow. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. You love the liquid color? Yeah, right? It's sort of a kind of neat look to it. We're just going to go with this bright color. And if anyone is curious, the way that I usually work when I'm drawing is it's sort of I work with strange colors while I'm getting things manipulated and getting them where I want them. And then once I have them where I want them, then I come back and I tweak the colors a little bit. So you can see it's sort of just my process, the way that I work. Not necessarily saying it's the right way to do it. It's just, I work with very weird colors and then I sort of modify them based off whatever it is that I'm doing. So that's why you'll see me choose some really strange color choices. And like always, if anyone new out there has any questions, feel free to ask. We are glad to try and help answer questions here if we can. If you're curious about like what softwares I'm using, techniques that I'm using, anything like that, feel free to ask and chat and try to help you out if we can. Otherwise, thanks for being here. Appreciate it. Okay, I'm gonna try to make this look three-dimensional in a way. I'm not sure that's going to be right, but you know what? We're going to roll with it. Back. We're going to go even darker. Ooh, we don't want to go too dark. Yeah, not too dark. And then all we got to do is move these points into place. And this is going to sort of make this look like it's crested there at the top, right? Like it's sort of this metal band or whatever is holding this on. And then what we'll do is to really drive this point home, there's two ways we can do this. And I think the way I want to do it is we want to make it look as though it's sort of into the... It's part of the... It's been sewn in, if you will, right? So we're going to help sell that. So we're going to copy this screw here. We're going to drag it up. Now watch this. We'll create these little sort of like tabs, if you will. So here we go. Should I be worried this is coming out of my brain? Group this, we'll copy this down, right? And then we'll just give it a spin. You see this? And this is an easy way to sort of create this little bit of a, I don't want to call it a pattern, because it's not really a pattern, but more like the assets for what we're doing here. It looked kind of like that little thing, doesn't it? It's funny, I drew this earlier, and my daughter just sort of looked at it like, what the heck is that, Dad? I drew this little face, and she was just like, you're weird. She did tell me I was weird the other day. Ooh, you know what? We're going to come off the back side of this. Alright, we need to give this thing... You know how kids are, though. They're like, you're weird, Dad. And I was like, yeah, okay, I can live with that. I mean, I think we're supposed to be weird as parents, though, right? Like, isn't that part of our job? I mean, that's kind of what we do. At least I do. We'll go behind that one. I kind of like that back there like that. Okay. Oh, did you see that picture? It's this week. So what we did is, what we're doing is me and her just goofing off, right? Like, we're going to go and, we're going to go to the beach. Now, we didn't go today because we're still under, like, a massive heat wave. It was, like, 110 degrees here today. It was hot. So, we're under a major heat wave. And, it's supposed to start cooling off tomorrow. So, the rest of the week, we're going to go do, like, we're going to go to the beach. We're going to go do, like, fun stuff, outside stuff, go swimming, things like that. We were going to start today, but with that heat index, I told her I just didn't want to yet. It's too hot, you know what I mean? I don't want anybody getting sick or sunburned or whatever the case may be. So, I told her we'll start, like, tomorrow. And so, tomorrow we're supposed to be back into, like, the 90s rather than the hundreds. So, that'll be nice. Which means we'll be able to actually go outside and not turn into a pretzel, like, instantly. That's the hope, anyways. Okay. So, what should we do with this thing going forward? Should we put this on, like, a machine where it's, like, think almost like the Matrix? Where it's sort of keeping this thing alive? Should we, like, plug in this machine and, like, having it part of another machine? Should we give this thing arms and legs and make it look like almost like he's some sort of a Frankenstein robot? What do you guys think? What should we do here? I do want to take this up a little bit. Go here, and we'll kind of level this off a little bit. I like that. I like that. Because it sort of sells that home a little bit. Yeah, I know. It's like, because we could put this on like a... Because, you know, like the Matrix, where the machines would sort of grow into humans and stuff like that. I mean, we could do something like that. We could... Yeah. Right. Like, so, what kind of drawing is I'm using a translator? No problem, Big. This is just a completely random drawing. The art style, if that's what you're wondering, is vector art, which is made with it can be made with those two softwares right there. Or if you're familiar with Adobe Illustrator, it's very similar to Adobe Illustrator. So it's called vector art, if you're wondering about the style. As for what I'm drawing, this is completely random. Completely random. But yeah, it's going to be vector art. Thank you, water bottle. Yep, it's vector art. Vector is a very clean form of art. It's very precise because all of the shapes are mathematically based. So they're very clean, they're very precise. They have a really good look to them. Or a very clean look, I should say. Probably better than good. Yeah. Alright, let's save this. Let's, maybe some legs? Alright, so we'll give him some, like, little robotic legs. Let's give him, like, little robotic legs. Yeah, let's do it. And we'll give him, like... I don't know. Let's... Hold on. Let me fix this. I'm not happy with how high that is. Did you see the piece that I did with the little boy water bottle and the robot? Because I've been getting more into like photo manipulation stuff. Thank you, Big. Yeah, it's definitely different. And Big, if you look at my slideshow over there, whichever way it is, you're gonna see a lot of pictures of the different styles and things that I make. But if you have any specific questions, Big, just let us know. You know, human legs? I don't know. No, what I was saying is this right here. Did you see this piece I did right here? The mixed media piece I did with the little boy and the robot? Yeah, this was actually really cool because I'm starting to experiment with like getting into like mixed media stuff where I'm doing some photo manipulation as well as my art, just kind of playing around, kind of merging two together because I think we could do some really cool stuff with it. And I think I can. I definitely want to do some more stuff in the future, like play around with some pictures and things like that. Yeah, pretty cool, pretty interesting. It's a different take on it. This was like the first time I tried it. But what's cool about this is actually mask. So what I did was I created a mask of the child, right? So you've got the background layer, which is here, okay, which is this, right? And then I mask the boy out into its own layer. And then I draw the vector art in the center layer. So it creates this almost 3D perspective. So you can essentially take a photo, make it three-dimensional, and then insert what you want in between the layers. So you're basically taking a flat photo, giving it layers again. And then you're drawing in between those layers to create that sense of, adapting to the picture. And I'm going to do a lot more with this, I think, going forward. Because I think we could do some really cool stuff with this. And I think it perceives well because it sort of humanizes the art a little bit. You know what I mean? All right. All right, let's start some little legs like this. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. I was sitting around and I was like, I wonder what I can do with a real photo. You know me, I'm always doing something. I guess that's why I can't ever get anything done, is because I'm always doing something. Oh yeah, I like this. I like this little shape here. I think we'll roll with this. I like this. Yeah, we could do some cool stuff right here. We'll take it like this. Pump it out. Now, we want to make this look like part of that. So what we'll do, we'll come straight down. We'll give it the same rounded curve. Sort of like this. Awesome. We'll go back to this color and send it to the back. And you see what we're doing here is we're sort of creating that depth, or that three-dimensional depth in a way. Alright, cool. Yeah, that'll look good. And we'll give him some like little little hinged legs or something like that. Yeah, I did, and I should have it tomorrow. The reason I had a problem with it was because I used a lot of opacity in that image. In almost every one of them I looked into, the way they handle opacity is very vague. Very vague. In terms of it may not print right at all. So what I'm doing is I'm waiting on some information that's going to point me in the right direction of how I need to potentially go in and redo some of it so that it still has the same look, but that it prints properly, if that makes sense. Because a lot of these print companies, like, they have very specific requirements for how opacity is handled. Otherwise, it won't print. Like, the printer won't pick it up. And so I've got to pay attention to that. And that's something that I really need to pay attention to more going forward if I start getting into, like, merch design and stuff. I really got to pay attention to that. Rather than just design the way that I design. Because I use a lot of opaque stuff when I design, like, this art. But I got to remember that if I'm going to translate it to merchandise, that I really have to pay attention to how I use that opacity. So I'm trying to actually get away from using opacity as much and going more into, like, color stepping, like this is right here. This is not opacity. This is actually a color step of the color before it, if that makes sense. I hope it does. But I've got to kind of train my brain to do that so that I don't have to go back and redo things like that. You know what I mean? Long story short. Right, yeah. But you know, hey, these are the things that you learn as you go, right? These are the things that I don't know, and I'm only going to learn as I do them. You know? And you're only going to learn it from doing it. So, you do it, you learn it, and you move forward. I accepted a long time ago that everything I do is a learning thing, and that, you know, I've got a lot to learn.
We got a host. Welcome, everyone.
So, and I'm cool with that. I mean, it is what it is. You know? Go back and do a little bit, learn from it, grow, you know what I mean? And just keep going. Deja Vu, what's up, buddy? Thank you for the host, sir. Thank you, thank you. I like this. I like this. I wasn't sure about this style, but I'm digging it. Alright, so let's group this. And I actually want to move it off of the body just a little bit. I want to try something and see if I can make this work. Y'all gotta bear with me tonight. I'm in, like, major sketchy sort of let's try things mode. It might get weird in here. How could I mask that? Let's try it. Let's go for it. Let's mask this and see what happens. It'll either work or it won't. One thing I don't like is I don't like how close that is to that. Okay. Which other stream? I feel like that sometimes too, Deja. Trust me. I make my own head hurt sometimes. Alright, so we're going to go in front of this. Now we want to mask this. So there's going to be two ways we do this. I'll try to keep it simple, Deja. I'll try. I'll try my best. No guarantees, though, okay? I don't like where this is going. I thought I was going to like the way that looks. I'm just not feeling it. Oh, this guy called Mage? What was he doing? Working on Scorpbot or something? Okay, cool. I like the way that looks. Now, we're also going to come back and we're going to do some stuff like this. On Mixer Elixir? What the heck is that? I don't even know what that is. Somebody enlighten me. Come on, Deja. Give me the technical. Give me the technical aspects of it. What are we looking at here? Help me understand what it is we're doing. A Chrome extension. What is it going to do? Like what is going to be? What is the main purpose of it? I guess I should ask. You got to sell me on it. Why would I want to use it? Oh noes. Come on, Deja. I appreciate all them shout outs, Deja, by the way, buddy. I see him out there, man. I really do appreciate that. No clue. Look cool, though. I'll have to look into that. I want to do that shading, but I'm not sure how I want to do that yet. But yes, we're going to come back and shade that. Let's copy this over. Think water bottle. He's just updating it. What does it do? I've never heard of it. Being serious. Come on, water bottle. What is it? Somebody tell me what this is. Why am I not liking this all of a sudden? I thought I'd like this water bottle. I don't like it. Why don't I like it? I'll Google it when I'm done. I don't think I've ever heard of it or paid attention to it. I don't think I like this. Mixer Elixir. Complete news to me. No joke. Like, I don't know. Oh. Okay. I'll have to check that out, water bottle. Yeah, so I've been seeing that. I wish somebody would put away so you know when you're being auto-hosted. Like it would say an auto-host, or maybe that would be bad. I don't know. But I feel like, you know what I mean? Because when somebody hosts you, you want to be like, hey, thank you for the host. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you don't know if someone's auto-hosting you or not. Right? Right there. So those two right there, Big, the program you see right here, this is the first one, Affinity Designer, the very first one. But there's also a free program right here that is completely free. Well, not completely free. There is a paid version of it. But this software right here is called Gravit Designer, which is another vector-based software. And you can sign up for pro usage of this. Ooh, I need to look into that. It'd just be nice to know, because I would still like to thank them. But you know how, like, when someone hosts you, you're waiting for them to say something like, hey, how you doing, or something like that. And it's sort of that, like, you're waiting to see if someone acknowledges it. Okay. So water bottle is our technical person. Got it. All right, water bottle. You're on deck. Rip. Like my wife, man. She like messed up her phone. And so she was mad at me earlier because I couldn't fix her phone. And I'm like, I don't work for Verizon. I'm not a phone tech. So I told her, I said, you're going to have to call Verizon or go to the Verizon store. Like, that's not on me. It's awesome, no ads, viewers, and get some follows. Great idea. Yeah. No, totally, Deja. Yeah. Oh, I love the auto host thing. I want to make sure that, you know, it'd be really cool to know when it's an actual auto host, you know? How can I do this perspective that I'm going for here? Let's start from the bottom. Maybe that's where I'm screwing up. Yep. We'll get this right here in a minute. Isn't it funny how perspective can really mess with your brain? And again, we're going weird colors here, folks. Okay, I like it. Okay. I know a couple people do. I know for a fact they do. Like a little robotic looking thing here. So my daughter told me today that we are going to have brownies and ice cream for breakfast tomorrow. What do you guys think? Good idea? Bad idea? I told her she was crazy and we were not having brownies for breakfast. Okay, so I like the way that's looking, and then what we'll do... That sounds great. Okay. Oh, anyone can auto-host? I'm out of the loop. Like, I haven't even looked into it. See, that's what I'm saying. Water bottle's acting like she knows. She knows what's up. She's trying to fool us, Deja. I don't like that shadow. I like that one on the little toe there. Really? That's bad then, because I haven't checked. I haven't looked. I'm a bad example. I apologize. I am a very bad example. So, bear with me, folks. I mean, it's a great idea. Not gonna lie. It's a great idea. It really is. I'm really surprised that Mixer themselves haven't done it. Or have they? Is it only available to bots right now? You know, speaking of that, I think that's why I haven't done it yet. Somebody told me if you do it, don't you have to have the bot running and leave it running or something? Phone tap Microsoft. Yeah, right. Don't you have to like leave it up and running? Is that what it is? Yeah, see. Okay. Yeah, see, and that's why I think I haven't looked into it. Because I don't leave my computer or anything running while I'm not home. I usually turn all my stuff off. So that's why I think I looked into it the once, and then I was like, yeah, no, because I didn't really feel like doing that. Yeah, see, exactly. I don't want to just leave my equipment running 24/7. I mean, I think it's a fantastic idea, and to be honest with you, that's something that Mixer should really integrate into the platform. That, you know, you can make on the back end, on your dashboard or whatever, you should be able to create a list, add the streamers you want to it, and then set priorities. If this person's on it, host them first, if it, you know, and so forth and so on. That's my opinion. But I think that they should really do that. That way it could just be an automatic thing right through the you know, right through the platform. I'm supposed to go to the doctor in the morning. I almost forgot that. I guess I need to not forget that. My wife will be unhappy with me if I forget to go to the doctor. I like that little leg. It's cute looking. I like it. I like it. I like it. And we're saving it because I don't know if I want to do something with this or not. But I like the direction this little leg is going. Got a cool little look to it. Looks like a little Frankenstein-controlled robot thing. Right? Ooh. Cool. We'll copy this. Gotcha. I like him sort of leaning. What do you guys think? I like him sort of leaning this way. I think it adds something to it. What are y'all's opinions on that? I want to do one thing here. Let's go here. No, I like it. I wasn't sure I would, but now that I'm looking at it, I don't. It's bad. Okay, cool. So we got this little dude. Let's move this off right now so we can sort of just resize this. Feels like the old days of streaming. When I used to do just random stuff, remember? Feels good though. Completely different, but I like it. I feel like, should we give him some sort of arms at all? Or should he just be some sort of like a, who knows what? Like a little, like a, I don't even know what you would call this poor thing. I like his little legs though. Those turned out really good. They got really good look to them. I'm happy to see my shading techniques and everything are starting to pay off. They're definitely getting better in terms of how I'm doing them. And not only that, but like the speed in which I'm doing them. I like it. That color's good. That color's good. We need a little shadow for him. Let's resize him just a bit. Center him. Now, what we'll do is we'll take this and we'll just sort of put it under him. We'll go with this color and we'll go with 3 and we'll send it to the bag. See that? And this sort of helps create that shadow. He's had better days. Definitely had better days. Definitely. You know, the good thing is though, I created this earlier here, Venturous. In sort of 5 minutes, just a quick like a sketch, right? And it sort of stuck with me all day because I was like, you know what, I want to do something more with that because it just seems sort of fun. And I had no idea what we were gonna make, but I think it's good fun. What else should we do? Should we give him like a... I'm debating arms. Like maybe we should give him some little useless arms. Like T-Rex arms, if you will. Almost like little tiny, almost... Like maybe here in the front. What if we give him these little like puny... like baby arms or something? I don't know. I'm trying to think of how I'd want to do this. Trek arm? Trekkies? Treks? Or Trexers? Alright, we'll give him Trek arms. Treks. Trex. Water bottle got excited. I think that's what happened there. Okay. How do we want to do this? Let me get my perspective right. We'll just do them like sort of drooping down, like little tiny arms, like really really small arms. Okay, let's go with. Give me a minute while I sort of get what I want to do here. Gonna grab that flesh color. We're gonna go back to sort of the flat look to this, and then it's gonna look flat at first, right? And then once we shade it and everything, it'll sort of develop its character. So bear with me for just a minute. Okay, cool. We'll do it like this. Now we're going to give him a little thumb. And the way we'll do the thumb is we'll just sort of go to the back. And for right now, you're not really going to see the depth of the thumb because it's the same color. So we will see the depth of the thumb once we actually get into the shading and the color variation. Right? Think almost like Timmy. Or not Timmy. Is it Timmy? From South Park? It's sort of what I'm going for here. It's sort of that. I think his arm's a little bit bigger, and then we can play with the shapes and the placement and stuff like that. And again, we'll just have them sort of drooping, so they're not going to be very useful looking, just sort of like these little appendages. All right, now we'll take the entire shape. We'll go here, 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 and here. And we'll just kind of move it down in size, sort of like this. Right, exactly. Yeah, you got it, water bottle. Okay. So then what we'll do is we can kind of play with the sizing and the placement wherever we decide. And we'll have them even bent a little bit to make them look like they're just sort of dangling, right? Like they're not even... These things are going to probably be the most useless arms ever made. They're just going to be like little... We need a name for this thing. That's what somebody needs to work on. What do we call this hideous little creature thing? All right, let's get the shading going. Because the shading is what's going to help the thumb and everything sort of pop out, like right here. Okay, good. We got this. Hey, thank you for that water bottle. I appreciate that. Thank you, thank you. That support is much appreciated. Okay. And we'll do some work up in here to make it look sort of right. Once we get this developed a little bit. Because I want to make the fingers look sort of overlapped. And we've got all the shading to that side. So what we're going to do is... Yep, right here. We'll start with shading the arm first. And for anyone who is new here, this is a completely random drawing. This is just a random character creation based off this little head that I made earlier. So this isn't really a sketch. This isn't really any sort of... just sort of fun. Just sort of fun. So in case anyone's curious. Webster, thank you for the host. How you doing? Might be an auto host. I don't know. But either way, thank you, Pep. Alright, we're going to deselect, hang on, scratch that. Okay, so we're going to go right here. Now, what's going to make this sort of pop is we've got to create the shading against this. So what we'll do is we'll drag this over and we'll sort of people are going to come in and see this and they're going to be like, what is this crazy person drawing? Alright, now we work on the shading. Here we go. So, sort of we'll follow this shape. We'll kind of follow this down. Down. And then, here's the cool part. Like, right, once we make this shape, very easy to sort of adjust it. So we'll just kind of bridge down around this finger. And we'll zoom in a little bit here. So what we'll do is we'll kill this shape for right now. This is an essential component as well to getting good with vector art in general. Learn this tool. Learn your pen tool, your Bezier curve tool, whatever your application calls it. Learn it. Because this is like your lifeline. Okay, so that's going to create that little bit of separation, having that little bit of shading here. Very cool. Kind of bring this in like this. Awesome. Now I want to create some separation in these fingers a little bit, I think. So we'll kind of do that. But I'm happy with where this is going so far. I want to do one thing to kind of give this a little more depth. We'll go like this, and we'll take this back one. You see that? Perfect. We'll make this one a little smaller. Now watch this. We'll copy this, and then we'll paste it inside of here, right? But watch what we're going to do. We're going to do it in a way that it sort of will look like a darker version. So we'll come in here and we'll shade it. And let's go right here with it. You see that? So now it makes it essentially look like this is the arms going up into the machine, and then the shade is sort of resting. I'd say let's actually extend that a little bit. So that way it looks like the shade is sort of cutting on top of that arm right there. Right? And then it's got this little arm sticking out. And then what we'll do is we'll use a lot of these assets here, and we're going to redo these colors. I want this to be the darker of the two. Thank you for the spark. Appreciate that, gamer. There we go. I like that better. We want the darker shape there. Alright, so now we want to create this separation here that I was talking about. So we'll kind of play with this. Let's go like this, so we can just go ahead and get a shape. Because a lot of vector art is essentially sculpting once you've created some shapes, right? So we'll take this, we'll throw it in here like this. We'll bring this up. Now, it sort of shows us where we want to come with this. And then we can just play around with the placement of this and see if we like it. And all we're trying to do is create that little bit of gap between the fingers, that little bit of an overlap where the light would be, right? Turns out looking pretty good. Okay, cool. So now we'll copy this. We'll paste it in the hand. And the same concept. See that? Now right there, what that's essentially done is it's given those fingers a little bit of depth. Just put that little bit of shading. And we'll round this one out a little bit as well. I don't want it to be so flat. There you go. Now, this is, again, a lot of detail for what is essentially a very, very small arm. But you get the point. Yeah, shade is a big key, right? Like, when you first start making art... Now, what's cool is, because this is vector art, we can make the arms as big, right? So we could give him normal-sized arms if we wanted to, right? Or as small as we want. Look at these little dinky things, right? That's the beauty of vector art. But I think we'll go somewhere right about here like this. We'll give him this little tiny arm. All right? Yeah, but shading is crucial. Because if, like, let's say we were to take this guy right here, and we were to take all these shades out. Real quick. See how flat this character is now? There's like no dimension to the character. Essentially, it's just a flat character, which there's nothing wrong with that if you're going for a straight flat design, right? But if you want it to have that little bit more of a three-dimensional depth, that's where those shades come into play to sort of help pop the character. Just like this shade right here. If we delete that, this doesn't look as spherical. It looks a little more flat. So it's good to put in that shading right there at the bottom to sort of help sell the shape of the item, you know? Alright, so we're going to take this little arm. No pun intended there. Little arm. We're going to skew it a little bit. And we're going to put it sort of there. And we're going to have to change some things up about it, right? So we'll put it like this. Now you can see where the shade is off of the arm, right? Which is not what we want to do. So we're going to take this shade. We're going to post it inside the body, which right away already helps correct that. And then we're just going to make it a little bit smaller. Okay. We'll go right about there with it. Alright, so now this dude's got his little arms. And see, what we essentially did was we took... We're going to stretch that out just a hair. Now, you can see what we did, right? We essentially took this asset that we made right here. I mean, look at this. This is how easily we could do this. Let's say we wanted to make this some sort of an alien thing, right? We could come here and we can give him a whole bunch of small arms. Like, let's say we wanted to come in and delete this shade, right? We could come in and we could start doing stuff like this. We could make some... Not that we would, but... I mean, you could give this dude, like, as many arms as you want. And that's one of the really cool parts about Vector, is it gives you the power to do this kind of thing. Once you've created an asset, so to speak, and you can use said asset to recreate. Like, we could very easily, you know, take this little guy here, and, you know, it's really expandable if you want. Once you learn how to utilize it, it's very easy to use, very easy to manipulate. Alright, so we've got his little arms. What else should we give this dude? Is there anything anybody's saying? So we put some stitches on him to make it look like he had some stitches where maybe he was sewn together, sort of like a Frankenstein, if you will. What do you guys think? We could try it. Let's make it look like maybe the skin was stitched here. Let's make it look like the skin is in separate pieces. Let's go... We'll follow that spherical shape, sort of like this. Yep, sort of like this. And then we'll manipulate the shape. Right now we're going to go with like a red, I think? We're not going to leave it red. So, bear with me. We're going to go to the back. Yep. And we can even take that through the eye if we really want to. Like, we could... Yeah, we could even go right through the eye with that. We could even make it look like the eye is sort of stitched together. That might look cool. The eye? I don't know. Okay, so we'll kind of go there with it. Cool, good. And then, so what we're going to do is we're going to take this color, but we're going to go a little bit darker. And we're going to take a little bit of the saturation out like this, right? That way it still looks like it has the same look to it. Good. There we go. Now it looks like it goes over everything, which is exactly what we want. Copy here and into this. Good. Okay, good. So it goes all the way through. Nice. We're going to take this, we're going to copy it over, and then we're going to make it look as though it sort of connects this part as well. How do we want to do this? Because we want this to almost look curved here. That means we'll take you and just sort of expand it out. Good. Means we'll have to sort of... And we're not worried about what the shape's going to look like off of the skin, right? Cool. Now, in order to really sell this, we're going to take this little guy here, and we're just going to make little sort of shapes like this. And then what we'll do is just sort of vary them, move them around, give them a twist, make them smaller, and just sort of carry them up the base here. And then we'll see if we can't make it look like a stitch. If it looks terrible, we can just remove it. It's very simple to do. Great, thank you. Appreciate it, water bottle. Now, what about the stitches themselves? What color do we want to make them? What color would a stitch be, I guess, would be the big question. They're generally like, well, I guess they could theoretically be any color we want, right? Because the color is going to be indicative of whatever the material is made out of, generally. Because I know they can be made out of, like, a lot of different things. And you can see that I'm using the same ones over and over, right? I'm just sort of warping them around and moving them. See, like, I'll take it, I'll spin it, make it a little smaller. Maybe make this piece look like that. And then essentially, you can create a lot of varieties of these just by doing this. Just white or red? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Let's try some whites. Alright, we'll kind of move them down here like this. Let's try like... And that's not going to show real well against the skin. Let's do like a gray. Like a dark gray. We'll group this. We'll move it up here and we'll put it like right there. You know, here's the great part, right? If this looks absolutely terrible when we get done with it, it's very easy to delete it all. We haven't committed so far that we can't change it. And that's the big thing. That's why I always tell people, like, don't be afraid to experiment, because, like, you never know. You never know what it's gonna, you know what I mean, what the end result's gonna be until you try it. And that's really the key. Because a lot of people, they wonder how people come up with ideas for things. And honestly, it's just from experimentation. Just have fun, and it's like this right here. It's completely random character design, completely random idea. And we're just having fun with it. These are the types of drawings that most artists do when no one's looking, right? Like a lot of artists, people ask, how did you learn to do that? They learn how to do it from the countless hours they spend growing away at this when nobody's watching them hone their craft. Seriously what it is. I think the color is too dark for my liking on the stitches. But I can't decide what color I'd want to use. I mean, they wouldn't be the same color as the scar, right? Let's spin this around. We'll kind of... We're going to grab them all, group them. Now see, now they're just one big asset. So what we'll do is we'll just play around with like some different colors. Let's try some reds. Do a bright color? We could. I mean, yeah, because everything about this is weird, right? Like, this isn't really meant to be... You think the gray looks fine? You know, that's the thing. Sometimes we're our own worst critics, you know? Like, we look at something and we don't see it for what it is, like someone else does. does it look stitched together? I guess that's the big question. Like, does it make sense what I was trying to accomplish there? Can you tell that it's stitched? I think so. Yeah, okay. Right, I think so. Looks like a little Frankenstein. You know what's funny about it? As goofy as he looks cute to me. Like, he looks like he'd be friendly. Like, maybe some sort of a... I sort of get, like, a Frankenstein vibe. I get sort of a Hunchback of Notre Dame, the character from that. I sort of get those little bit of variations and vibe from the character. You know what I mean? Personally. Okay. Let me check something. Alright, so I am going to need to be calling this a night very, very soon. Because unfortunately, I do have to get up in the morning. I do have some appointments that I have to attend to. So I think what I will do is, let's do one more cool piece. I'm going to show you guys a neat effect. So we're going to take this, send it to the bat. We're going to give it that same purple. And watch this. We will take... and we will do a sort of a... I don't know if I want to do a halftone. Yeah, let's do something like this. Play around with this. Now, it's going to look a little weird at first, I know. We'll go all the way up, and we'll center that. Now, what this will do... we're going to go there with it. Now, we'll go a little bit darker. Yeah, right about there. I think. Which means we're going to move this up, copy it down, full color, copy this color, and move it back down. What do you think of the little effect? A little dither there. Yay, nay? Yeah, I like it. I will roll with it. We'll roll with it.
We got a host. Welcome, everyone.
And I think, Monkey, thank you for the host. I think what we'll do is, I see 7 is on, so I think what I will do is probably go drop a host and hang out in 7 stream for a little bit while I do some stuff. So let's do that. We'll go say hi to him. I haven't seen him in a while. So, yeah, we're going to do that. So, folks, thank you so much for coming out tonight, for all of the hosts, for all of the support. I really do appreciate it. Thank you guys so much. And I will be seeing you again, let's see. Probably, I may do some bonus streams throughout the week, depending on times and how things are going and whatnot. But we'll definitely be doing some more streaming this week, so be on the lookout for that. And I will try to post it in Discord when we do go live. I don't know why the announce is broken, but we'll do what we can do. So anyways, folks, have a great night. Thanks for being here. Really do appreciate it. We're going to drop a host on 7, and I will catch you guys later. Have a good night too, Water Bottle. Thank you. Thanks everybody that hosted and stopped by. Thank you so much. Have a good one.